Hi, everybody. I'm Corey. I'm the Diggity Dungeon Disaster Daddy DJ, and I'm here with the group. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Let's go ahead and do some introductions. Let's go ahead and start with Izzeay.
Howdy, I'm Izzeay. I'll be playing Martha Blackbrick, your lovely dwarven cleric.
Let's go with Rodeo.
Hi, I'm Rodeo or Max, and I will be playing Castor, your grave cleric Azamar.
Dust.
Hello, I am Dust, and I will be playing the Tiefling Sorcerer, Moment.
Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I will be playing your Tiefling Druid, Callisto.
Let's go ahead and do Chris.
Okay. Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm coming back after a little bit of an extended break in recording, newly married, so I'm sorry, ladies and gents. I'll be playing Zereth, the Monk of the Old Light, who might be walking a little funny since last episode.
You know, I do want to so right now I'm editing episode 11. This is going to be like episode 19 or something, so it's going to be weird because I'm going to congratulate you in episode 11, and then the announcement will be made in episode 19 to 20 that the wedding has actually occurred because of how many episodes we've had to backdate. Oh, hey Jace, how you doing, bud?
There we go. This is my Joker. God.
All right, let's go ahead and have Jace introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Jace. I'm playing Soot, the human fighter, who is not feeling too great after this fight.
All right, so again, we are kind of just chilling in the town, kind of square, when what's left of some of it. There's been a few deaths, people who unfortunately were caught in the path of these minotaurs as they entered the town. Bit of destruction for homes. We've kind of collapsed in a wall here as one of the minotaurs have kind of caved it in, falling down into it. And a few other kind of building walls have been destroyed coming from the main, wall itself and into the city square where you guys are currently. Again, you'll see the high priest kind of making their way closer down into town. A lot of the people who I would say normally kind of populate most of the streets go about doing their business, working, and then doing sales or just kind of meandering from one work area to another or just their daily lives. You're going to see them start kind of coming back to town. So they're it's going to get like a little loud, more or less in a curious manner. People are going to get kind of in the area and kind of poking around. Some of the clergymen will kind of keep them back as much as they can because this is still basically a big old scene here. But they're going to start collecting dead, saying some rites, covering them, seeing who they can help, who they can't. I'd say about probably 2 or 3 people are still alive and mostly just minor injured, and then you'll probably have about I'd say roughly 8 deaths. Could have been worse. Could have been much worse. So
I mean,
you are free.
At this point, what do we have? We have Soot with a broken, complete arm.
Yeah, arm and
We have
shoulder.
Callisto with a broken leg. And Moment with broken
Finger and an arm.
finger and an arm. And Castor with a broken pinky. Zereth, did you get any major breaks out of that? I thought you avoided them for the most part.
Any
His
major
pelvis.
breaks? I have a sprained groin, but with my monk speed, it'd be noticeable to you, but I wouldn't maybe appear noticeably injured to anyone else.
Get a really weird limp.
Yeah.
So
we all saw what happened. We know what it was.
So yeah, again, Castor will scoop up Callisto and start making his way towards the High Priest.
Callisto is vaguely upset about this, but she just kind of sits and fumes in his arms a little bit. Doesn't say anything.
Eventually, you make it way to the high priest, who is kind of currently dealing with some of the wounded. seeing to their stitchings, which right now it's a rough sight because they don't really have a lot of the kind of like the pain remedies on hand. And if they don't get to the stitching quick, some people can have some serious blood loss or continual damage that could risk their life. So you're just kind of seeing them like war stitch people right now, and it's. I'm not going to get too gory into it, but they're not liking it. It's kind of allowed, you know. It's kind of like here's a wooden spoon, bite down, and we'll get you pain meds when we can, kind of situation. But he'll kind of take a moment, kind of hand one of the needles off to um, one of the clergymen, and kind of take a turn and look at you and say, what happened here?
We were inside our cart and we were discussing the murder that had happened. And we heard screaming outside and we rushed to see what was going on. And we found, and Castor will motion with his hand towards the dead minotaurs. Or actually, no, he'll motion with his head because he's holding Callisto. So he'll motion with his head towards the dead minotaurs. We found them rampaging, and we did what we could to stop them. Our group sustained pretty heavy injuries, and I was wondering if you and the church could spare some Nanzate root, if possible, and I could get brewing on some potions to heal some broken bones.
He's gonna kind of look around and think about kind of a couple of ingredients and stuff that they might have, and then he's gonna kind of look to you and go, that might be a little difficult. We had a bit of a break-in the other night. A couple of things were stolen from the vault, including ingredients. But what I can do is, in the church, there is a particular spring in which that we use for healing. You might be able to kind of take some time and wash away your troubles in there, and it does have abilities to heal bones as well, but we might have to prep the waters with a few ingredients that we still have stocked up, but it might be the last of what we have for a little bit.
If you can just tell me where to find those ingredients, I can handle that all myself.
We have most of the ingredients in-house. Some of them we're going to have to send away for. We have things that all the way up in Fricota, certain fish scales that we're going to need in order to prep the waters. But, I mean, what we have on hand should be more than enough for you and your friends. But, yeah, like I said, we'll stock up after that. Right now, the injured and the situation here would be a little bit more important than needing some ingredients.
I agree. I'll go get my friends situated, and I'd like to speak to you on something, but I can get them situated and then come back and help with any stitching and medical help that you may need.
Okay.
It would give us time to discuss something.
Very well. And he's gonna get a tug on his shoulder from one of the clergymen who's kind of having some difficulty with the stitching. The man clearly is not sitting still, being patient, and working with him. This man is having a full-grown man meltdown. But to be fair, he is missing a leg, so he's going to turn around and head back to his business.
Castor will look around to see where the rest of the group is.
I would have followed you just because we're not to separate.
Yep.
Martha's just by the cart, hugging Schnuffles.
Excuse me, I had to cough. Where would Zereth be at?
Sorry, I had to unmute and then mute again to cough and then unmute again. Zer is going to be actually Zer's going to be investigating the Minotaur's bodies because he found the stones, but he's wondering if there are any other signs that would cause him to believe that these minotaurs in particular were targeted.
I guess give me a quick investigation.
Sure.
And while that's rolling, Soot is, or at least was, trying to kind of keep the crowd at bay, and then kind of realized as the adrenaline faded that their arm is obliterated, and just kind of sits down on the ground, like against a house, and is just kind of relaxing and trying to keep an eye out, but take it easy.
I'd say probably that adrenaline's going to start wearing off. You might feel the pain soon.
Yeah.
Investigation of 16. Just refresh me. You're looking for details of what?
Signs that might double up on the suspicion that we gained from the stones being somehow embedded or swallowed by the minotaurs. Anything that would indicate that these minotaurs came with a specific purpose in mind.
Being that they're mostly tribalistic, it's going to be hard, especially with a 16. They're not really going to have any written word or paper, but they do seem to have brought what you can only be kind of assume is like these ritual tools. They're kind of mostly seen with like kobolds and other kind of smaller creatures that believe that, ingesting their enemy sometimes makes them stronger. But these are very particular tools. Like they could be like the epitome of the tribe's tools in order to kind of really grace what they're about to intake. That might make them stronger, and through the consumption of these stones, wherever they come from, could have had a very strong belief that eating your enemy is kind of the way to become stronger or gain maybe abilities they might have. Though we know, not that we're tribals, we now know that sometimes that can make you sick, make things worse. But it definitely goes to show kind of the juxtaposition. They're definitely not from high intelligent groups.
From this, Zereth's just going to say, as Castor is coming back from the High Priest, he's going to say to those around him, it looks like these monsters came to eat something or someone in particular.
Did they not say that they were... I'm sorry, everything, the blood is... They were looking for someone. Did they not... Did they say chosen one? Were they that... like that? Or
The
what
child.
Child of the crystal.
That's what it was. Thank you. The child of the crystal. So I
Well,
assume that is what they were looking for.
they meant to eat it.
Oh.
That's ghastly business.
There's magical traditions which rely on you consuming the material of certain things. That's not necessarily unheard of. It's a bit arcane in the old sense of the word, but also, Zara, if you don't mind, could you get me a sling for this arm? It probably shouldn't hang limp like this.
Yeah, I can do that, my friend.
Everybody, I'm going to get us set up with healing in the spring at the High Church. So,
There's a... Well, that's healing. That'll our bones, or is that just for our wounds?
the High Priest said it should help our bones. If I add extra ingredients to it, he let me know where to find them.
Are these going to be?
We should.
Oh, go ahead. Moment.
We should all go together. That way, it'd be easier for us to stay. Well, just to stay together and not waste any time and heal up.
Agreed.
I agree also. I think we all need some answers straight and true from the High Priest.
Alright, so what are we waiting for?
Somebody needs to fetch Martha. She's over there hugging Snuffles.
You know, the blood loss does make that a little bit hard to remember, I suppose.
Oh, Martha.
Moment, would you mind grabbing Martha?
Yeah, I will go to where the cart and say, Martha, we're heading to the church to a spring that's supposed to be able to heal us.
Oh, that's a good idea, dear. She'll sort of gently set Snuffles down, sort of dust herself off. I don't really need healing, but best we all stick together. Maybe a
Sorry.
dip in the pool would be nice.
Yes, after all that we have just been through, I think a nice soak would help tremendously.
All right, Castor will lead the way. Coming into the church, I'm sure he'd know where the spring room is. So
Before that, can I, as we're walking, I'd like to speak with Castor.
I'll go for it.
Yeah. And this is where hushed tones as we're walking. You said you were going to meet the high priest as we were getting healed.
I feel a duty to help the citizens here, help them get stitched up and right. I can stay if we all need it, but
You got it just as injured as all of us. It wouldn't do good for you to be injured and trying to help others to aggravate it.
Castor will slowly nod his head and look over the moment. You're probably right.
And to be honest, with all the suspicions we have, I don't think it'd be good for you to be near him by yourself. I know that's hard to hear because trust me, I know exactly what you're feeling. I had similar upbringings as you. A man from the church helped raise me, and then you don't want to believe he's done nothing wrong. So, but we have to be a little bit more careful about it. If you still want to meet him, I would suggest either another one of us go or all of us go with you.
Yeah, it'll have to wait till after we're healed, though. You are right. I do get ahead of myself sometimes.
We all do.
All
But
right.
it's what happens. We learn and we grow from it. So
Well, let's get everybody in the spring, and then I'll probably have Zereth help me with the herbs, because I think him and Martha are the only other able-bodied ones.
yeah, and I have not a clue how to use herbs. So
I know what I'm looking for. I could just use an assistant.
okay.
All right. So entering the main church, I'm sure I would know where the spring room is, correct, Corey? Yep. I'll take everybody to there. I will gently place Callisto down in the water, being very mindful. Oh, go on.
Kind of coming in, you're going to end up running into a very familiar face. It is a warforge that you would know, happily titled Bubbles. Bubbles is a very particular warforge. He has one basic thing in mind, is the only thing he ever does. Inside his tummy is a decanter of everlasting water. and he has kind of like little spouts on his fingertips. And in order to kind of make the bath, he'll kind of stop you guys at the door, and he'll be like, "What would you like in your bath today?"
Castor will tell them that they need a hot soak, and then he will also say the herbs that he needs in it, and he'll say he can fetch them if needed.
Healing herbs. I have just the thing. Give me 1 second. And he'll kind of head off into the corner and pull over this wooden ornate box, which you know very well that he's pretty much made this himself a little while ago. He's going to kind of go through a couple of jars. He'll kind of punk off the corks and kind of shake them into his mouth, and you'll see him kind of like move his jaw back and forth, which is like grinding these things, and you'll see them kind of fall from the jaw through like the half glass body into the water as it almost moves and kind of spirals like a T, kind of creating this like light bluish glow. He'll grab a gem and kind of pop that into his mouth, and that'll kind of fall into the water. You might see maybe a couple of bath salts even. He'll kind of eat that. Also, kids don't eat bath salts at home. It's not good for you. By doing that, he'll finish off the preparation, and he'll walk off over to the main pool, and you'll see him kind of move his fingertips a bit, kind of adjusting the spouts, and he'll just kind of point it towards the water. As you see several kind of like water jets kind of hit the water, kind of tempering. You'll see steam kind of rising. His kind of shoulders will heat up. As you can see, he's kind of made like a gigantic water furnace. Bath should be ready.
Thank you, Bubbles.
This is the best person we've ever met.
Everybody, this is Bubbles.
Thank you,
I
Bubbles.
love him.
Kindly.
I instantly just like almost swan dive into the thing.
Callisto's just staring at Bubbles with this massive grin on her face, just like, yeah, I don't know how better to describe it. She's just very enchanted.
Soot, how's that splint holding up for you?
It's okay so far. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off if I'm getting in the water. Are we... I don't know how to ask this. Are we... Castor, what is the clothing policy in the spring?
Corey, you gotta fill me in. I don't know.
You know, you can pretty much do as you wish. You can go all of the nude, but you can also use underwear or, you know, long johns per time period. Usually they would request some kind of clothing over the nether regions. Sorry, 1 second. That's my phone going off for some reason.
There you go. I just want to make sure that that Soot doesn't like strip or something in front of everyone. Okay.
You know, normal bathhouse prerequisites like bathing suit, maybe. You know, it's kind of frowned upon to go full on birthday suit, but nobody's going to stop you, I guess.
Down to the skivvies, Soot.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Moment didn't hear that, so he went full down.
Ooh, are we going skinny dipping?
No, I said skivvies, Martha, not
That's...
birthday suit.
Okay, so that actually answers my second question of whether or not we're going to do a, I guess I don't know the term, 2 separate spring, I don't know how anything works. And Soot's actually, oh god, Soot can't even take off their top. Like, Soot is just going to lay in this bath with
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
bloody clothes.
Wait a minute. I'm sure Castor has a knife. He can cut that shirt off you if you want.
Oh,
he can mend
it's
it later.
It's probably ruined anyway. Yeah, it's like covered in blood and smashed. And yeah, okay. Soot will kind of, if Castor's volunteering, will kind of like turn their back to Castor, so Castor can just like slice right up it, basically.
Castor will nod. He'll first, help Callisto in, get her situated. And then he'll turn back to Martha and be like, I mean, Martha, no one's stopping you, but it's frowned upon to skinny dip.
I was just joking, mostly.
I can't ever tell with you, with the outrageous things that you say you've done.
I've had almost 200 years to do them. Actually, more than 200 years.
Speaking of, I have a gift for you after I cut off Soot's shirt.
Fun.
All right. So
Is it the shirt? Because that's that much of a gift.
no, I'll take care of the shirt. And Castor will actually delicately cut it off. It looks like, his medical training, he's probably done it before. He's probably cut clothing off of somebody before at some point, either in training or in a practical situation. So, he'll cut it off for you. And, he'll say, I know your arm's broken. If you need help with the pants, too, I can take those off. But, that's on you.
I think I've got that. Thank you for the offer, Castor.
Being a little forward, aren't we?
Yeah, I thought it was Soot and Zare, man. Now we're gonna go for that OT3. Soot is just gonna go with full pants on into the spring. There we go. Couldn't remember the word.
Martha's just going to go like basic bathing suit. Just
well, before you go, Martha, I'd like to speak with you aside very quickly.
Oh, of course, sweetheart. Is something the matter?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I just learned something.
Ooh.
And so Castor will pull Martha aside, and he'll talk to her, and he'll say, I know you've been trying to find and get a hold of Matthew.
Yes.
Through divine grace, I have learned how to cast sending.
Truly.
Truly.
Well, that's amazing. Well, you certainly can't use it right now.
I can.
All quite tuckered out. You still have energy to do spells.
I have one left for that.
I'll tell you what. It takes like 30 words or 20 words, something like that, right?
25 words, I believe.
Okay, smack dab in the middle. I was close.
You were.
Give me a while and I'll think of a message to send him. Thank you so much, sweetie. I'd hug you, but bathing suit.
Of course.
Zereth's gonna pipe up. With all due grace to your gods, I can't help where I've been hit, so forgive me if everybody wants to look away. That is your prerogative. And he's going to strip down his pants, sit in the water, bare butt, and he's going to start massaging his groin where he was hit by the great axe.
See, it's more fun just to bear it all.
Yeah, Moment says, covered in all of his clothes in the soaking water.
I didn't hear the part about covering, so I got undressed and jumped in.
Oh, I thought you just jumped in with all your clothes on.
No, I might have forgot to mention that part. That's my bad.
You see one, you've seen them all.
Castor will finally, get in and strip down to skivvies and just kind of lower himself in and soak. He's sore from the fight, but you'll basically just see him massaging his hand.
Martha will just sit, like, on the edge, floating on the edge, just relaxing. This is nice.
It's been a long while since I've had one of these.
Why do I feel like we're forgetting something? Oh, I'm sure it's nothing.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Soot, if there is room, is going to completely submerge themselves and just be under the water, because Soot can hold their breath for 2 minutes. So, just a fun one.
I have to talk to Father Thomas about getting a spring put back in the church. in Cherryton. This is way too nice for us not to have one.
Castor's gonna sigh and just lean back, and you can see he looks very happy. He's reveling in this. This is he grew up with this, so it's just a little slice of home for him.
Callisto is going to, with just with her arms because her leg is still broken, gonna try and swim around a little bit and just come up to everybody individually and give them a hug, and then move on to the next person, and then the next
Does
person.
that to Zayers? Are you gonna like take his pants and have it like floating in the water in front of him, and
She
give
doesn't
her
care.
a nice big hug?
Speaking of which, Corey,
Yes.
what's the mechanical feeling of this healing our bones? Is this the same as the potion, or is this much more gentle?
Basically, it's kind of like a warming. Best way to explain it is if you ever been in the shower for a little too long, you get that light dizziness to your head, and kind of the area that is in question needing to be healed will kind of heat up. Not really pain is associated until you feel that final snap of the bone going back into place, and even with the warm water, that's kind of brought down a bit, so it's not going to be nearly as painful. It is a lot easier to do this way, but the ingredients are usually a little bit harder to get versus, say, like drinking a potion. So
That's tender.
You see Castor grimace just a little bit when that bone finally snaps back into place, but then all smiles again. And then Callisto will swim up and hug him, and I'll hug her back. And he's just looking around at the group, and he just nods a little bit, and then closes his eyes and like rests his head back like he's in a hot tub, just boom with the arms on the side, just chilling, enjoying this small reprieve.
Ooh, when Zer notices that bones are starting to pop into place around the pool, he is going to just get up and go straight to Soot and loosen that splint that he prepared for them, and he's going to tell them, Soot, I just have to remove this splint as quickly as possible before the spring waters have an effect, or else you might have some discomfort, or they might heal wrong, or pop into place the wrong angle. And he's gonna massage the joints.
Oh God, I'm sure that feels terrible, but like necessary. Oh, just like
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
thought
be
he
like
took. I thought he took
perfect.
off the splint already to get in.
No, just left it in because I don't know how long. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't know how long the spring would take to take effect, and just sitting there with like ragdoll jelly arm is probably not the best, even if it is about to be healed. Like Soot is still doing this as if like nothing magic is about to happen, and we are just kind of like properly taking a break. But Soot will allow that, kind of like grimacing, but I'm sure it will pass.
And then Zara is, if you want me to roll a medical medicine check, that's fine. But I assume with the splint placed how it is, he knows how to kind of like brace the joints as they're gonna pop back together.
This is unfortunately regular occurrence. I think no, it was the right arm is what Soot shattered in the tornado. So Soot's just kind of getting like a hole punch, like break 5 body parts, get the 6th one free kind of card here.
Gotta sail on death.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fire sale. And I am all out of hit dice because I believe we short rested for a bit last session.
We didn't. We used those in a different timeline.
Ah, fair. I still have the health that way. I'm just gonna keep that though. Just unless we can sneak in a long rest here at some point. So here, let me take a step back. So I know we have a lot going on, and so it's gonna kind of be like trying to work their shoulder while it's healing. But what is the plan going forward? I'm not in even after the healing, I'm not in great fighting shape. I don't know what's going on. Are we resting or sleeping before we? What is the next step?
Well, I was supposed to have that meeting with the high priest later today for the festival, but I doubt that will be going on tonight. So I did want to talk to him about some things, but that could always wait. It might be nice to go rest up, and I can spend the time identifying the magical items that we picked up.
We could go to a tavern. I could cook us up something nice. Have a few drinks. I think drinks are in order.
That sounds lovely, Martha. And Zara's gonna look out the cathedral windows to see if he can get a glance at what time it might be. I believe it was like mid-afternoon when the fight started, or finished, or both.
I'd say it's probably around like 2 p.m.
Okay, so it's a little earlier.
Maybe 2:30.
Well, if we have nothing planned for the immediate future, I may take a quick break, grab a few winks. That took a lot out of me, and I fear it took a lot out of everyone else. So I don't see any harm in resting for a bit, as long as we're allowed to do that. And so we'll kind of look over at the Warforged, kind of inquisitively.
It'll pretty much just tilt its head at you. It's not really much of a rule maker or a informer. It just makes the bubbles.
As long as you're not kicking us out, I'll take that as a yes. And
I wouldn't kick you out.
So we'll just kind of lean back and kind of like just take a quick hot tub nap. You know, nothing bad can happen if you fall asleep in a hot tub.
Kind of see a little extension from his shoulder kind of pop over, and this little wand will kind of come out. Not like a regular spellcaster wand. It's what you would probably think is like a really weird thing. It's got a circle on it, and it's got this glaze that looks over it as if it's some sort of like oil slick kind of situation. And you'll just see like a small little fan kick on at the side of his jaw as air flows through it, and bubbles start to fill the bath.
Oh, this is wonderful.
I may never leave this spot.
I may never find my pants.
Hey, oh, speaking of which, I guess we'll take off the like full, basically leather pants now that they have that ability, and is in their I guess it is long johns. I don't know the term for.
You can also have like half long johns and other ones that go like to the
that's
knees.
what I was thinking. I can't remember.
Bloomers.
Bloomers. Thank you. I was like, what is it called? Or there's another term for medieval like underwear. I just can't remember what it's called.
Pantaloons.
Sure. I wish I knew it at one point, but it is not in my brain. So it is chilling and letting their clothes dry.
Castor's gonna look to Callisto.
Where are their theirs?
What was that?
There are 2 Zers on the map. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so Castor's gonna look to Callisto and he's gonna ask her, how is your leg doing?
Locked back into place a couple seconds ago. It's significantly easy heal. Sorry, still getting over the blood loss. It's a lot easier to heal this way than it is to heal the traditional way, so to speak. Had a few too many skull cracks in the past that just took forever to heal. But yeah, I'm doing fine. What about you?
I didn't really take too badly of a beating. I think my finger got broken, but that's fine.
You know that's not what I'm asking, Castor.
What do you mean? And Castor's he's gonna look a little bit. He's basically riding a high on the bath right now, and he doesn't know what you actually mean.
How are you doing emotionally?
Well, everybody thinks the man that raised me murdered everybody, and he'll say in a hushed tone. But I don't know. I don't think he did it.
I can't say anything for you. To be honest, I'm kind of with everybody else, but we'll see what happens. We'll figure it out, okay?
Yeah, I know. To be honest, I feel like we all need to rest and get our heads on straight. We've all been moving so fast lately.
Agreed.
And we haven't had time to even set our feet for a moment and just relax. And here we are. And to be honest, it's nice.
Yeah. It's nice to have a moment of respite, I suppose.
It just feels like maybe we can wait just a little bit to figure some things out.
Go take care of the others. You don't have to worry about me.
Well, I mean, Zare's got soot, and Moment is somewhere swimming about. Like a fish he is.
Half tempted to join him.
I might as well, but I might just soak for a little while longer. We weren't usually given all of the bells and whistles on a normal bath.
Alright. So stick around. Do what you want. I'll be here.
Absolutely, and thank you.
Of course.
And so yeah, Castor will go back to relaxing. I mean, he'll look over the party, see if anybody needs anything, but everybody looks, it seems pretty relaxed and contented.
Yep. Castor, sweetheart.
Yes, Martha?
I think I do have the message I'd like to send Matthew, but given we're all relaxing, it can wait if you'd like.
No, I can, and you'll see Castor, push himself up, stand up.
If you're sure, it's a bit of a heavy one.
It shouldn't take long. Like you said, it's 25 words.
Okay.
Then we can come back and relax, but do you want to do it around everyone, or would you like some privacy?
It's fine, we can just whisper. If anyone hears, it's not that big of a deal.
Oh! Sorry, Corey startled me. I was looking at the screen and then a gigantic token popped up and it flashed my eyes. I was like, whoa.
Token!
You should actually.
Let me see. Let me look at this token.
Yes, who are these people interrupting our peaceful time?
I don't
People.
I don't recognize that token, Corey. I recognize the. No. Ty wasn't the one who popped up big. I recognize Ty in a heartbeat. I was talking about.
That's Ty's original photo before I got artwork.
Wait, which one's Ty's original one? The one on the right or the one on the left? Because I don't think I ever saw that one. I only saw the neck bandage Ty. But yeah.
But yeah, just kind of bring it in. As you guys are sitting there talking, you guys are kind of communicating. A few people will kind of come in. Normal human female, normal human male, 2 or 3 of those, and then you're going to have kind of a weird one. About 2 inches tall, kind of a mouse in full plate armor will make their way in, kind of meander the water.
Castor will look to Martha with all the newcomers in here and reiterate to her, are you sure you don't want privacy?
I think, yeah. Well, it can wait until later when we're in the tavern.
I mean,
Thank you, though, sweetheart. And she'll give him a kiss on the forehead. Mwah.
Castor will like do the exaggerated eyes scrunch.
You enjoy your bath, honey. I'm going to go back to Callisto.
I think canonically we're all in the same one.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's still swimming back over.
Oh, yeah. So, Zereth, how are you feeling?
I'm doing quite all right. I don't want to seem like I'm playing favorites, but I did see how nasty Soot's left side got taken up, and I just want to make sure everything's healed. You're not to diminish the severity of the battle on you, Castor, but how is your pinky doing?
Oh, my word, my pinky, I'm in utter shambles, Zereth.
Bastard.
No. Zereth, I'm fine. I've had worse from less.
You did a great job keeping everybody up long enough for us to finish the fight.
That, I'll tell you what, that took a lot out of me.
I don't know what it feels like, but I can try to imagine.
Imagine, let's see, from what you've told me, imagine you're out surfing all day and a riptide starts pulling you out and you have to make your way back through chop and you feel like every muscle in your body is burning and you don't have anything left, but right at the end you get back to where you're safe. That's somewhat what it feels like.
Zereth takes a noticeable pause. For a second you might think you said something terribly wrong, but then he says, no, that does sound strangely familiar.
And I thought it would be something. I don't really know how else to explain it other than I am utterly exhausted and I feel like I used every ounce of everything that I had.
That's all right. I didn't ask you to explain. All that matters is that you're starting to feel all right again. He'll turn to Soot after grabbing his pants, and he'll say, Soot, my friend, I'd like to show you somewhere later tonight. Just you. And he'll say it hushed, but it probably doesn't come out quite as hushed as he envisions it. And he's going to exit the pool, pat Castor on the shoulder 3 times, and give a nod to the rest of the party as he goes and starts wandering around the temple, looking at all the statues and admiring them with his pants on.
So it's gonna look confused at all of that, like just kind of trying to like puzzle piece, like basically figure out where a puzzle piece fits. Like that is the look on Soot's face. And then just kind of shrug, and then while Zereth is walking around, Soot will get up, grab their spear and their sword, and then sit on the floor with it, and I'm going to use my class ability while everyone is resting up. So that'll take an hour.
Soot.
Yes. Yes.
No. This is Max talking. I don't think you have the sword. You don't have the sword yet. I don't think we haven't identified it.
We didn't do that? Whoop. Okay, then I will.
Other timeline, dog.
Listen, I did we not? Okay, anyway, I'll
Nope,
still
that was after the Minotaur fight that we did that.
Okay, I will still do it with my spear because I've been meaning to do that for like literally weeks. So hold on, let me there we go. That is what I will be doing. And so we'll just kind of sit there and meditate on the nature of their soul and an inanimate object's soul, and not have a second mysterious weapon.
I guess Castor will look at the 3 or 4 people who came in. How do they look physically? Like, do they look like they've taken a pretty bad beating?
Or just normal people come in for a regular bath. The water, it could heal like small cuts and stuff, but I don't think they'd notice. They're definitely not here for any major injuries, and most of the people who were injured in the other stuff are really looking for broken bone fixtures, more or less missing limbs and such. So pretty much just regular patrons of the bath. Well, I mean, as regular as you can get. You got a tiefling in there. You've got a weird tiny mouse guy, a dwarf. Then you get Bubbles, of course.
Can I talk to the tiefling, actually? Okay, I'm gonna swim over. Sorry, I didn't catch gender. Male, female, they them? Okay,
Female.
I kind of swim up to her, just casually. If she wants me to leave, I will. And just say, hi.
Hello.
Sorry, it's, my friend and I, it's a little rare for us to see others of our kind, especially in areas like this.
Hey.
Sorry, hate to be awkward. Just, hello, I'm Callisto. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Okay. And she swims away.
She'll just kind of wave, like, okay. Then continue back to her shower.
You'd see Moment like from the other side, just like thumbs up to her. It's like, good job.
She shoots a thumbs up back. Thanks.
Castor, noticing this, will just be smiling.
After that, I would say Moment would swim up to the edge where Castor is, and not wasn't trying to be rude, but as I was swimming, I did hear your conversation with Callisto,
Yeah.
and I agree with you. I don't think he's done. I don't think he's guilty.
You're gonna see Castor just with the slightest little side smile, and he's gonna say something quite frank to you right now. He's gonna say, "You remind me of him."
Of the high priest.
No, your
Of
friend.
who? Well, he'll be a little shocked by that, but he'll say, I did take after, did try to act like him a lot, so.
There was one thing about Finn is, I don't know what it was, but he and I always got along, except for him touching things like you yelled at me about.
I had to do that with him too, so.
Everything, every single thing he would just grab. Rush in, grab it, pick it up. But I appreciate what you say. But it's just a matter of finding these things out. But as long as nothing bad happens anytime soon, I think we're good to wait on it.
be the best idea. We need to gather our strength for whatever next.
I wanted to tell you that you did really admirably out there in that fight.
It kind of looked like, I'd almost say bashful. I was like, I did. No, I just did what I could. It was you and Zereth and Soot doing most of the work. So, and Callisto.
We all did our parts, and I think that's why we're a good team. I think if you would have taken away any single one of us, we would have failed.
It definitely came close a few times.
You all had me quite frightened, but look at us now. We're all happy in here, relaxing, not dead. We gotta look at the bright things sometimes.
Castor,
You are. Oh,
You came back, Soot? Or, Zereth, sorry.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was waiting for a lull in the conversation.
Yeah, you startled me. You're very sneaky.
Zare is holding the two red crystals that were extracted from the minotaurs, and he's kind of like juggling them around in his fingers like whiskey stones or something like that in a glass. And
Okay.
he's tapping his cheek like this. And he says, Castor, I think we should ask the priest directly about these stones and his ring, which seems so similar. I trust your intuition more than I distrust the priest and whatever illusions he has going on, or those which might not even be his. Can we ask him about the stones and get at least one part of the puzzle solved?
I'm sure we could. Maybe we wait till tomorrow, though. He'll probably be quite busy stitching up the townsfolk. But if we want to do it today, we'll know where to find him.
Well, here, you take them, just in case I'm not there when your meeting time arrives. And he'll cup your hands and put the stones in yours. And just in case, I do plan to be there with everybody else, but if time parts us, then at least you'll have them to inquire about.
With you doing that, Castor will get up and kind of like do a little shake, dry himself off. Corey, are there like towels and stuff around?
Bubbles would have a dispensary to his side. If you were to ask
Oh,
him
yeah.
for one, he would be able to supply you.
So Castor will go up to Bubbles and say, "Bubbles, may I please have a towel?"
You'll see him kind of pull off a kind of a section of his shoulder piece, and he'll pull out about 2 or 3 freshly dried steam towels.
Castor will dry off with one and then hold the other 2 out to, I think, the only 2 remaining in the pool. I know Soot got out. Zereth got out. Is Martha still in?
If she sees everyone else getting out, she'll get out.
All right. Well, yeah. So Castor will pass out towels.
Moment, we'll kind of whine. It's like, do we have to?
I'll make soup.
He'll get out in his full glory and just grab a towel.
You want to know one of the good things, Moment? That we can come back and do this tomorrow if we really want.
Tomorrow, I might just come back tonight and do this.
Callisto is absolutely the last one out, and she gets out, still wearing her clothes, and then just shakes her hair out, like as close to a dog as you can get, very similar to Castor, but significantly more water.
Oh yeah, she got a lot of hair.
There's a lot of hair.
Yeah, Castor will hand her probably 2 towels, actually. One for the hair and one for the for the body.
She puts the one for her hair just on her head with no concept of how to wrap it up. She just puts it on her head like a hat.
Castor will help and wrap her hair up in it. It'll help your hair dry faster.
Okay. She just goes with it. Lets him do it for her.
And then with that being said, Castor will pocket the crystals now that he has his clothes back on. And I guess we can exit. I know Martha wanted to head to the tavern. But Castor is going to check in real quick. If everybody wants to follow him, he's fine with that. But he wants to check in really quick with the high priest if he needs any help with stitching people up, doing any medical treatment.
Before Zer will flag Castor down and just remind him and say that I'll remain with Soot while he finishes up his ritual, and then we'll meet you at the tavern.
Sure. This is a safe place.
I will go with you to meet the high priest.
Martha and Callisto?
I'd like to see the high priest too, but he's probably very busy right now. I'd rather not bother him. I think I'll go to the tavern. Would you like to join me, Callisto?
Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah, sure.
Wonderful.
All right, so Corey, I'll walk out, find everybody. Castor will walk out, find everybody, fixing everybody up, and he'll just quickly ask the high priest if he needs any help.
The high priest won't be able to be found. You will notice that they've done a fair portion of healing to those who need it. The rest are seeking magical medical attention at this degree, and the high priest, if you were to ask around, he's made his way to his living quarters for the evening to rest after such an event.
Okay, so Castor will nod. He'll look, and does anybody look like they're in pretty bad need of magical healing? Because he's got like 2 spell slots left.
Yeah, but they're currently being seen to people who are also or may at this point have more spell slots than you might.
Yeah, I've only got level 3s left, so I could do a pretty massive cure wounds on somebody, but that's about it. Actually, no, I could life transference, but that's Hey, Corey, I have a mechanical question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking with Zereth about that, or with Chris about this, because it's interesting with the rules as written how it would work, because I still have no idea. So the way life transference works is I take 48 necrotic damage, and one creature within range that I can see regains a number of hit points equal to twice the necrotic damage I take. As an Aasimar, I am resistant to necrotic damage, so I only take half. But my Grave Cleric ability makes it so that if I use a healing spell on somebody who is at 0 hit points, instead of gaining what I roll, they gain the maximum amount of dice. So does that mean I would roll for damage to myself and they would gain 64 health because they gain double the amount of the max? Okay. I was just wondering how that would work.
I feel like that would be an incredibly abusive spell to be able to do something like that. So I would just stick with what's on the spell itself. I would hope as well that knowing that you being resistant to that damage would mean that because your resistance also
the resistance affects because it's twice the amount that I take, which means that if I take half of the damage, I would only be able to double half the damage. I wouldn't be able to double the full damage and only take half.
So what I would say is take the spell at face value, don't factor in the resistance, and have it to the point where when you learned the spell, you learned it in a way that was effective to overdo your resistance in order to make it effective.
Okay. Yeah, because in that case, it would be basically 2d8 and then doubled if I just did it normally. So I like that. I like that I used it to overcome my resistance. Okay, I wanted to ask that because it was something that's been on my mind since I read that spell. But yeah, so since I can't find High Priest and he's gone to rest, I'll make my way to the tavern with Moment. And I'll look out for Martha because I'm sure she and Callisto would have beaten us there because we made a slight detour and asked around. And I have to do a spell for her.
Martha's already in the... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, as Callisto and Martha are walking, she'll pipe up and just say, so, how are you doing, Martha?
Much better than everyone else, honestly. I managed to get up on the roof and stay out of the fight for most of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't much of a help. Couldn't seem to get my clerical magics to hit the target.
Sometimes the divine's a little finicky. But it was still some impressive spell slinging from what I was conscious enough to see.
Thank you. How are you, sweetheart?
Oh, about as okay as I normally am. Which is, I suppose, not very, but we're making it work.
We all are, sweetheart. We all are.
Hey, I got a question, just to pick your brain.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds that someone would escape a forest fire?
Forest fire. Well, she did live in a forest valley, let me think. DM?
I mean, about the same as any normal survival rate. If they could find a safe way through the flames, and there's multiple exits in a forest fire, so likelihood is about 50-50.
It's about 50-50, honey. It really depends on luck and speed of which you react.
I suppose so.
I haven't been in many forest fires. Our forest was protected, but there were a couple small ones, and it's really important the moment you see a fire, you get out of there. If you linger too long, the fire can spread and...
Believe me, I know. I'm lucky enough to only have been in one, but oh boy.
They're scary. They're very scary.
Yeah, tell me about it. I guess the reason I'm asking is, I don't know, part of me wants to believe maybe someone survived from my family, and it's not just me alone in the world. I mean, I've got you guys, I know that, but I don't know.
Martha gives her a hug.
She will take it.
Think of it this way, with a 50-50 chance, and how many people were in your village, sweetheart?
DM? Because I was thinking like 100?
A 230, that's a small village.
Okay, cool. Not a whole lot. I mean, I think there might have been 30 or so of us, my family included. What?
Oh, no.
250. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I thought you said 10 to 30.
You're good. That's my fault.
You're good. Well, okay. There were maybe 250 of us, my family included.
I'm not good at math, sweetheart, but at least from what Matthew taught me, there's a pretty high chance that some got out of there. Where they went, I can't tell you, but I'm sure some made it out.
You really think so?
Of course.
Okay. I don't know how to even reach out to them. But
Well,
I'm sorry.
Castor knows sending. You could try sending a few of them, and if they don't reply, well, that's that.
I think it's even possible for him to do that if he's never met them.
I'm not sure. I don't know everything about that spell.
I don't
have
know
a
anything
picture of
about that
Matthew,
spell.
so I think he'll be able to do mine. Maybe if you drew a picture? As silly as it is, it might work.
You're not wrong. It might. Okay.
How good are you at drawing?
I mean, I can embroider well. I mean, I can make my own designs and stuff like that. I'm not wonderful at drawing people, but do you have a paper and pencil?
We can get one at the tavern.
Oh, wait, no, I'm being dumb. I have my own journal. I can just draw in my journal. Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh,
this is a good idea. This is a good idea.
Pour your heart into that drawing, sweetheart. And as they head to the tavern, she's going to immediately start heading towards the back and basically saying, "Hello, dears. Do you mind if I use your kitchen? I'll pay you."
Being that this is a church area, you'll kind of look around for the telltale signs of taverns for drinkage, parties. Unfortunately, there are none. You will find that there are no taverns in this area. It is mostly due to the kindness of most of the people who work in the fields and homes that supply people with places to sleep throughout the night. It has a distinct lack of areas of fun.
Uh-oh.
Knew there was something wrong with this place.
Well, even if not a tavern, is there an inn?
No. Like I said, most of this is like think of like a small town that's kind of come together. A lot of people here are very like almost like Christian within their beliefs of don't drink, don't gamble, don't do any of that. And for the most part, when this place was founded, it was all about religion. So most people would take, like I said, people out of the kindness of their heart, introduce them into their home, give them a room, give them food, give them a place to sleep. And because there's not really a lot to do besides worship here, most people either become clergymen and now stay in the church or they've moved on.
Okay, wagon it is. To the wagon, and she's just going to head in and get the stuff for her soup.
Okay. Upon getting close to the wagon, you'll notice that there are some distinct differences with the wagon that you remember not having it been apart. The door is kind of ajar and in a very diagonal manner. One of the hinges is broken. The handle area looks as though it has been kind of blasted apart by something, and there's like splinters of wood around the area. The cart itself looks, for the most part, as a whole together, but you see signs of like a struggle inside.
Shoot, I think we got robbed. She's going to see if anything's missing.
Possession-wise, no.
Wait, where's Jason?
I haven't seen him. Oh boy.
Dear.
I'm gonna immediately start looking for signs of Jason's tracks, I guess.
Let's not panic. Maybe. Oh, you know what happened? I think I know what might have happened. He was helping those wives with their cheating husbands. Maybe he got in a bit of a tussle and left.
Maybe, but that
That would explain the struggle and why they didn't take anything.
It would. I'm still gonna look and see if I can find any signs of Jason being abducted, I suppose, just to rule that out.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a quick investigation check. Investigation of 10. It's hard to tell. There are things overturned, even some ingredients that have been spilled and kind of wasted. But one particular sign that might give you a kind of a worrisome moment is that you will find Jason's wand snapped in half underneath a barrel.
Martha, come
Yes,
over
dear?
here and look at this.
Oh dear. Oh, that's not good. We need to speak with the guards, or... Oh dear.
Who would have wanted to... You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of people would probably have wanted to kidnap Jason. That's a stupid question.
Oh dear.
But we need to find him. Or at least figure out what happened to him. Right?
Right. DM, are there any guards around? I know they aren't guards, but like clerics or...
There'll be some patrolling peacekeeper clergymen. They'll have a couple of prayer beads, a couple of books, kind of passing around the area. Especially with the latest incident, they're kind of keeping up on patrols.
She'll hurry on over to them. Like, excuse me, sirs. I'd like to...
You'll kind of run into a half-orc and a drow. And the half-orc will kind of look to you and just kind of, yes?
I'm sorry to bother you, but I'd like to report a missing person.
Okay. How long have they been missing?
Last I saw them was before the Minotaur attack. It looks like there was a struggle in my...
Have you checked with the wounded?
No.
Okay. I would say check there. Let's go ahead and get a quick description of the gentleman, and we'll continue our look from here. And we can split up in two birds, one stone.
His name is Jason. He has greasy red hair, kind of very messy.
Okay.
He's quite twiggish.
Throw him in a bath when we find him. Get it?
Yes,
Sorry.
he could actually
Humor.
use a bath. He has a wizard's hat, an old wizard's hat. He usually has his familiar with him, a little sparrow.
Okay. Well, if we see him, we'll give you a shout.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
Sure. One last thing. If we do find him, where might we find you?
Here at my cart. She'll motion to the cart. That's probably not too far away. If I'm not even here, chances are I will be eventually.
All right. We'll just leave a note. I'm sure he's probably out just doing young people things, partying.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Playing a magical prank. Of course.
And she'll just sort of curtsy.
Have a lovely evening.
You too, sir. And she'll hurry back to the cart.
As you kind of turn away, you'll hear the drow kind of give him like a little on the side of the shoulder and be like, "You flirt."
So, what do we do?
They said check with the injured, but we can probably do that soon. After dinner, I think. If he's with the injured, he'll be fine.
Well, wait, you just said that Castor has the sending spell, right? Why couldn't Castor send him a message? Then we know for sure.
Oh, that's a smart idea.
Thank you. I have those about every 4 weeks.
All right. Just for me, I know we've kind of been everywhere because we were looking for an inn. Got some unfortunate news. Where is everyone currently, just so I can keep up and make sure I'm keeping tabs on it.
Castor and Moment are about to probably meet back at the cart with the two girls.
Go ahead and give me, both of you guys, give me a 1d100 and a perception check, please.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
this ain't good. I could already tell.
Nice. Okay, so, oh, perfect. So you guys are gonna get a little lucky. You think you're looking for an inn sign, maybe kind of look around for an area. Now, Castor,
Yeah,
you're not
I'm
gonna find
probably
an
leading
inn,
them
so
back to
you're
the
probably
cart. I'm just like, they're gonna be looking.
no. However, as you do that, you're gonna notice one thing, and it's gonna probably catch you off guard because you guys are gonna walk past kind of this opened, kind of like the wooden blinds that they have in old homes. I know you'll hear like the clinking of glasses, some rowdiness, and the flipping of cards along a table.
Okay. That's not normal. Where is this at?
It's the home of a pretty well known farmer. His name is Skeezy. Skeezy is, for the name's sake, not the most trustworthy of people, but out of the kindness of the high priest's heart, Skeezy has earned himself a home and kind of a lovely place among this town. And kind of as you peer into the window, I'd say there'd be pretty much something easy to tell, as if maybe this is the start of a speakeasy. A couple of drinks going on, some cards, a little bit of partying.
Well, moment. Looks like we're in luck.
I say we are, and he like rub his hands like this would be like a perfect place to relax, lose some money or win some money,
Yeah. Do me a favor. Would you go grab Callisto and Martha? They're probably by the cart when they realized they couldn't find a tavern, and I'll go and grab Soot and Zereth because they won't find this.
Sounds good to me. We'll meet back here and just party the night away.
Sounds good. Castor will get up, or not get up, but Castor will turn back around, go to the temple, and go fetch the boys if they're done with their ritual.
Moment, we'll do the same, but fetch the girls.
As soon as Callisto sees Moment, she's like, "Oh, hi, thank God. So we're not entirely sure what happened to Jason. Have you seen Jason?"
Not since the Minotaur attack.
Well, shit. Okay.
All right, calm down. What's going
I'm
on?
very calm. I'm completely calm.
No, you are not. Breathe.
Don't at me.
What is going on? What do you mean you can't find Jason?
Okay. So, we were at the cart, right? We went to the cart because we couldn't find any taverns. Because this town doesn't have taverns for some reason.
We found one.
And
Kinda
God is
like one.
joking. Hold on. You good, Corey? Okay. So we went to the cart because we couldn't find anything with alcohol for some ungodly reason. And so we went to the cart. I'm sorry. We went to the cart. End of... And we went in.
Calm.
I'm very calm.
No, you are not. I will use the sleep spell and put you to sleep if you do not calm down.
Okay. So we went to the cart. And in the cart, we found signs of a scuffle. And Jason's wand was broken. And we don't know where Jason went. Which, as you might imagine, is distressing. There. Calm enough for you? Jeez.
Yes. Can I look in the cart, see if I can notice anything like any other signs of someone else there or okay.
Sure.
Investigation. All right.
Sure. An 18. So there's definitely a struggle. There doesn't seem to be blood, I wouldn't say. So the scuffle did not end in somebody being injured, as far as you can tell. There is, of course, the broken wand, a few scraps of clothing here and there, maybe some ripped as grabbing, and then there is broken prayer beads on the floor.
Would these be like the same we've seen some of the peacekeepers walking around with, or?
Yeah, they're a little bit more elegant. I'd say they look kind of similar to the high priest's prayer beads.
Oh boy, he will pick them up. We need to get to the others.
Yes.
This is not good.
Wait. What are those?
These are prayer beads, and I do not think any of y'all wear these. They kind of look like ones that we've seen the high priest wear.
Oh shit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun conversation. Let's get back to the others.
We'll meet them at this place we found. It looks like it's starting to be like a secret tavern or something like that. There was gambling, drinking. We'll meet there.
You found
Yes, we did find a tavern. That's what I was trying to tell you. But
yay, you found alcohol.
so when we'll meet them there. Once we have everybody together, we'll figure out what we do. But as of right now, let's just go at this calmly.
Calmly. Got it. Let's go.
I don't think you can do this calmly.
I can't do anything calmly. I don't know why you're asking this of me.
All right. Let's just go. So we'll head. I'll bring them to where we said we were going to meet at the. Was it Skitsy or Sketchy?
Skeezy.
Skeezy, my bad. At Skeezy's. Just wait outside for them.
Yeah, I'll just say for the sake of moving things along, unless you guys had something you wanted to do in there, I'll just.
Kind of.
Okay, go for it.
So, just something small. I see Castor come in to fetch us. I hold up a finger and I go, "One moment, just a second. He's almost done." And I like put all my weight on my forearms as Soot is meditating in front of his spear. And I wait for him or them to open their eyes.
So you'll see kind of like as that's ending, there's a little bit of like a light blue kind of like smoky wisp that kind of swirls around the spear, and as Soot opens their eyes, the spear kind of fades into that mist. And Soot will kind of look over at Zer, thumbs up, think I got it, and then stand up and walk over to them. Did I miss anything while I was out?
That's not any fun. I thought you were. It doesn't matter. I was going to grab it and see if you could pull it from me, but
I would prefer if you didn't, because if you had done that, I would have had to start the ritual over again. So.
Well, no, I was
Thank you
going to
for-
wait until you had finished the ritual, but.
Oh, here, and then Soot will just kind of like hold their arm out at I don't know the actual term for it. It's the Makashi opening stance. So that would be standing with your arm kind of down slightly diagonally, and then the spear will form and kind of like in that same white wispy smoke, and then so we'll hold it up. Did you want to take that?
Yeah,
Go for
yes.
it.
He's gonna grab it with both hands, and then he's gonna like look around him and step backwards, so he's out of range. He's like, "No, take it from
Uh,
me."
and then Soot will just kind of clasp their hand like hard grip, and it will poof into mist again. And then when they open their hand, it's back in their hand. Okay, so that's very convenient. Don't ask me where this goes because I don't really know. So that'll be fun, and now I cannot be robbed of this. And then they'll just kind of dismiss it and get dressed, I guess, because they were.
Soot, I think the pointy end goes in the bad person.
Well, presumably yes, but when it disappears, and Soot's just kind of. This isn't mechanically how it works, but Soot is like opening and closing their hand and just kind of like apparating and disapparating the spear, like in and out of their hand. But whenever it does this, it goes somewhere, and there's a kind of quasi pocket dimension that is inaccessible to anyone but myself or possibly a super advanced spellcaster who has the knowledge and the ability to access this plane, which would actually probably require many years of arcane research to break the planar bridges. But basically, only I can get it from there. And like literally the whole time Soot is talking, their hand is just like opening and closing like around the spear. Yes, exactly like that, Alex.
There's got like finger guns pointing to Soot, and he's like, "Look, Castor, they have planar bridges."
Castor will smile and clap a little bit. All right, I found something fun, something a bit of a diversion. So let's all follow me.
Okay, let's keep it a surprise.
As I'll say, is this a surprise? But I'm fine with that as long as it's a good surprise. Wait, are you the real Castor? And then Soot's gonna kind of look like half jokingly, half serious. That's actually a fair point. Have we actually, real quick, let me step out of game. Did we set up the safety protocol in this timeline?
Nope.
Okay. Soot will Soot will be like, okay, Castor, I actually don't have any good questions to figure out if you're. I'll figure that out. I'll drum up a safety protocol.
I mean,
do. Zereth's
Okay.
gonna go and hug Castor.
Castor's gonna like flinch a little bit.
See, it's the real Castor.
That's not fair.
Well, who's to say a shape-shifting monster wouldn't be afraid of physical contact either?
I
There.
can. Castor will make his eyes glow the way you've seen them glow before when he looks for undead. I could do that. I could grow my wings if you wanted. He'll whisper.
Let's not do that in public, at least. No need to draw more attention to ourselves. Let's just go see this surprise you have for us.
All right, follow me. And Castor will lead them to Skeezy's. And now I think we're all meeting back up at Skeezy's, all of us together.
As soon as Moment sees Castor, because he'll be looking out for him, he'll walk up to him and he's had the prayer beads hidden, and so he's not out. I'll hold them like openly, but he'll like Castor, we have a situation.
Castor, can you message Jason?
Subtle, real subtle.
All right, everybody, calm down.
No.
Tell me what happened. I had
Jason's missing.
Jason turns invisible a lot.
There was a struggle in the cart and his wand was broken.
Jason still does turn invisible, though.
And
I know.
it-
I just.
he'll pull out the prayer beads, and these were found in the cart.
And Corey, they look similar to the high priests. All right,
Yeah.
Castor's gonna look at them, and then he's gonna do some little mental arithmetic. Am I within like 1,000 feet of the high priest's personal chambers?
Yeah, probably pretty easily.
All right, because
yeah.
I have seen those prayer beads many times before, and I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast a spell called Locate Object. I'm going to locate the high priest's beads.
Okay.
So, are they the ones directly in front of me? Or are...
They are both. There are a set far away and a set directly in front of you.
That's... You'll see Castor... Like, he'll do like a little, like, chew on his cheek a little bit. And then he'll be like, that's incredibly strange. Moment, I used a spell call that lets me find an object. And that spell, especially if I can find a specific one if I've seen it in person. I've seen those beads many times. There's a set here, and there's another set. And he'll like motion his head towards the quarters. There's two identical sets somehow.
Did Soot ever mention to everybody that he did see another high priest, or he saw someone who looked like the high priest?
Not in this timeline, I don't believe.
Okay. Well then,
So the high priest wore 2 sets of prayer beads. Maybe
Nope.
he changed them day to day.
I don't think that would be it. They have most clergymen, myself included, stick to a specific one. Like my book. I don't switch between my book or my holy symbol at all. Those are ones that I keep. The prayer beads are just as important.
can I check to see if they're like make an Arcana check, see if they're magical, or is there any like I would almost say like a magical like essence left with it, or anything like that.
You could
Okay.
attempt it.
Damn it.
Nope. Looks normal.
Mm.
For the listeners, that was a 5.
Yep. That was a Arcana of 5 with a +3, so a 2 on the die.
Could you just please message Jason?
I can
Just ease
yeah,
my worries.
I can do that spell. I've only got one more of those in me though for tonight.
It's okay. I can wait.
Actually, no, I have 2 more of those because the other one was a level 2 spell. No, I can handle both. I think I have a little. I think I have a
Okay.
little bit
Well-
of magic left in me.
Well, Jason's stuff is a bit more important right now.
All right, so Castor will, in his mind, think of Jason while holding on to his holy symbol, and he will message to Jason. Are you sending in cast Jason? Let's see. He wouldn't probably even use all 25 words. He'll just say, Jason, we can't find you. Where are you at? Are you
Martha
okay?
is very worried.
Martha is very worried. Yeah, that's 16 words.
Let's see here. Go ahead and give me a Constitution save.
All right. Oh, that's not a good one for me.
17. So you'll feel the spell kind of go off, the energy leave you, and then a quick rebound, very violently. So you're not going to take damage, but you feel like as though if you may not have been a little bit too prepared in that moment, there could have been a little bit of mental damage, which could have occurred as it rebounds back at you. The words that you kind of spoke out jumbled and a violent mess in your head.
So you're gonna see Castor like put a hand up to the bridge of his nose, and he's gonna scrunch his eyes shut, and he's gonna hold that for a second, and then he's gonna do some thinking while he's like that. What would a roll be to determine what could cause that? Would that be Arcana?
Most
Okay,
likely
because I
Arcana,
was like, I don't think I can finagle religion into that one. Arcana. That's a 9 roll for my Arcana.
a strong ward, or a higher level caster.
Nothing. It felt like my message was blocked, reflected back at me in a damaging way. I've never heard of that before happening.
Sounds like some kind of offensive abjuration. Jason wouldn't have done that.
That's concerning, but I don't think we can do anything about it right now.
No, there's not much any of us can do in the state that we're in. I can try again.
What was your surprise, Castor? I'm sorry. I took the wind out of your sails.
Oh, which one? The one that I told you about before at the spa?
No. You said you were taking us somewhere.
Oh yeah, and he'll kind of with his foot tap the door of Skeezy's.
So upon kind of hearing a tap at the door, you'll hear everything kind of go hush. You'll just hear us. Quiet. I'll deal with it. Hold on. It's okay. Just hold the cards. Hide them in the corner. Get away. You hear the door kind of creak open. Yes. How might I
Hello,
help you?
Skeezy.
Oh, hi there, Castor. And you'll see him kind of squeeze his little tiny body through the door and kind of close it behind him. How are you doing there, my friend? Buddy, pal.
You know, after that rough bit that happened by the gate, I could be doing a lot better, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. It's been a hard time. Just after all that excitement of just sitting home with the family, just relaxing, and
Well, I always.
breaking
No,
any
I always
rules.
remembered though. You know, I moved out of Fort Tosum and I met all my friends here, and we're used to a different style of life, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, life's a bit different here than the Abbey. It's pretty fun though. It's pretty nice and calm. You've got bubbles there, you're getting a nice bath. You got a lovely crystal off in the distance, a nice lake that you could fish from. You gotta be careful though, because it's a bit of irradiated fishies there, and if not careful, you can get another toll. But it's pretty nice.
So Skeezy, let me get down to brass tacks here. My friends and I would like to, get in on the fun.
Fun? What fun might you be talking about? Because I really, it's just my great sick auntie in there, and she's not having a good one. She got the.
Then maybe you should let me
farts.
see her. Of course, I'm a cleric and I can help fix that. But I was talking about getting in on maybe some. And Castor will hush a little bit, some cards and some drink, and
he'll kind of take a pause and really think on this a moment.
I'm not a narc, Skeezy.
He's gonna give me perception with that, or persuasion with that.
Oh yeah, that's a 13.
13. He's gonna think on it. Look either side. I know you might not be, but how about your friends there? They ain't no narcs, are they?
And Castor's gonna point his finger back towards Martha. He's gonna be like, "We're not allowed in Fort Tosum anymore because of her."
And Zare is going to reach into his belt and pull out a deck of cards and fan them with one hand and then put them back in.
All right, there's no. I don't mind letting you in, but do you have the coin? I don't need coin. I just need to see you had the coin. Just because there's some cards going on, and it's a pay-by-play game.
Castor will jingle his coin belt.
All right, that covers you.
I don't have any coins.
We should all have 10. We all split it from the
Did we?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, when did we get 10 gold?
We got a reward from completing the other guild charter.
oh, the roots, right?
No, the
Yep.
the other one, the one with the one that we stole from the guild that was dead.
Oh,
Is that in addition to the money we already had? I never added.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Yeah. I know you guys got some guild party loot as well currently, or some liquidated items. You could flash something that's got a little gold.
The dwarven
on it,
hammer.
It doesn't have to be. Yeah.
Moment will jingle his coin bags like, I'm here to lose money and play cards, so I want to get in.
Right. Well, welcome to Skeezy's Tavern. First rule of Skeezy's Tavern: don't tell fucking no one. Okay? Get the fuck in here. Quick, hurry, come on. And he's gonna open the door.
Castor will usher.
and,
Castor
wave
will
you
do the
to
same. He'll
people.
usher everybody inside while looking around.
Quick glance at the sun, what time it is when we do come in here.
I'd probably say about 5
sounds
p.m.
right.
Skeezy, you made a nice little home for yourself.
I did. Not thought of it. Came easy. I had to win a few card hands and, get a bit of a thing built up here, and a couple of add-ons I had to do myself. But she's looking good. Yeah, she's looking good.
Skeezy's a farmer, you said, right?
Cards. He moonlights as a farmer.
Oh, well, I
guess
mean,
you could say.
Castor would respect that, being as Demeter's the goddess of the harvest, and that's who he worships. So he'd respect it. Also, I don't think there's anything in Demeter that says no gambling and no fun, no alcohol.
I don't think.
So Castor's fine with this.
Excuse me, Mr. Skeezy? Do you have a kitchen?
You can call me Skis. I do. Don't really have much of a cook though.
I could cook. I was actually hoping to make a meal for my friends here.
Oh, that's fine.
I can make plenty for everyone.
Use what you need, and well,
She'll bat her eyelashes.
if you could follow the recipes, that'd be great too. We've got a bit of a slow growing, kind of an understanding of food here. Nothing special, but I could give you a look at the recipes, and you can, you can have a couple of people might make some coin if they order, or.
I'd love to.
Cool. Yeah, feel free. Get used to the kitchen in the back, and I'll be around, and we'll get working on it.
Castor will follow Martha in because he knows he still has that one thing left to do.
Oh, right, Castor.
Yes.
Here's the message.
All right.
From Martha. Are you okay? Tell me what you exactly did to our son. I'm not mad, but disappointed you abandoned me. I love you.
I was trying to count it out. I couldn't.
It's exactly 25 words.
All right. Castor will ask her to repeat it more slowly and then send it. And he'll explain to her that this works because that one time the Matthews apparition appeared to her in Portosum, he and Soot came and saw him.
Perfect.
So it's a bit of a risk on that one, whether it might or might not work. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and give it a roll for an Arcana. Your DC is 14. If it is pretty much below a 13, you could attempt it again later, but it just means that currently focusing and kind of really trying to work on that apparition isn't quite enough.
He's
All
also
right.
seen the painting of him.
Let's see. Paintings don't work as
So sending is like a short message. This creature hears the message, it recognizes and recognizes you as the sender. The spell enables the creature intelligence. So it's a creature in which you're familiar with, and familiar is a very loose term. Most of the time, familiar is somebody who you've at least spoken to once on your own with yourself, somebody you've shaken hands with, at least kind of been, within a certain range of them and know them as a person. Paintings aren't necessarily making
Yeah.
someone familiar with another person.
And I can't guidance this one, but if I can't figure it out, I can always try again the next day with a guidance on top. But let's just see the
Alright.
flat roll.
Yeah.
Let's see what I get. And
Come on.
Ah,
It's an 11.
so what do I feel? Yeah.
So you'll feel the spell kind of stretch out, and there's almost this kind of unknown attachment a little bit. So it's like a feeler in the dark. It's kind of like looking for a person in a dark room, and you kind of feel that they're out there. They're in that dark room, but your hand comes back empty.
So Martha, you're gonna see Castor focusing really hard. He's got his eyes like scrunched. He's holding onto his holy symbol. And after about 10 seconds, he'll be like, it's almost there, but I think I'll have to try again tomorrow. I can't do any more tonight.
Alright, thank you, sweetheart. She'll give him a hug, and then
I'll try
Thanks.
harder tomorrow.
I'm sure you tried very hard today, honey.
Don't worry, Martha. We're going to get what he's after first. And he's going to whisper that last part, and then Sarah will squeeze her shoulder.
Well, I have to cook. Let's look at this recipe. DM, how good is this recipe, or how bad is it?
So it's a bit of a mix of some Scottish recipes and just somebody who has probably never really cooked a lot in their life.
Ooh,
It's got things like Scottish meat pies mixed with pig feet and pickled olives and topped with garlic sauce. Things that you think kind of sound good, but as you're kind of going over the recipe, some of it kind of works, some of it is questionable.
alright.
You have things like so that's a 25.
I have upgraded this recipe to be perfect. Beyond perfect.
Well, as perfect as it can get. It's definitely still a flawed recipe. Not that it'll taste bad. You've kind of done it in a way that you've tried to follow the recipe. The taste is great, but yeah, a couple of things had to be tweaked a bit. Um, it had to, because you can't put cloved garlic and olive pickles in a meat pie. That's just weird. So some things may have been a bit exaggerated,
Fried the garlic,
it's in there.
cut the pickles.
Yeah.
Castor's going to find Soot because he remembers Soot is good at gambling.
I guess.
Hey, you won us a house.
Technically, I am good at gambling, yeah.
From Castor's knowledge, little knowledge, you won us a house at gambling.
Soot has their dice set on them, so wherever we need to be is probably where I will be.
So, the one thing you're going to notice is a skeezy is in the back corner, kind of attending to a table full of cards and dice. And there seems to be a bit of kind of a very particular system set up where they grab a couple of cards, they roll a couple of dice, and then by the number of that dice, they're able to switch out cards from the deck. Draw a few, discard two, and it all seems to kind of correlate. Correlate.
Correlate.
God, I can't English. Yeah, correlate. It all seems to correlate with the number rolled on the dice, of how many kind of, I guess you would say, adjustments to their hand they can make. And it's kind of like a mix between that and poker.
That actually sounds kind of
currently in the
fun,
pot
to be
is.
honest with you.
It is. Yeah. Well, what we'll be doing is, if you guys wish to partake, we will do something called rollies. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this. So it's just a simple, easy way to do some betting. Currently in the,
So I have a question. Because I have not yet
Yes.
made it really known to the party, but Zereth is proficient in cards, and Soot is proficient in dice. So is there a way we can play together, or would it be better if we like teamed up, like secretly, or like how do you guys want to do it?
you could, I mean, you could both still play. I mean, it's not like they're gonna limit who's playing, and like you guys can literally just say you're gonna pull your winnings or losses, however you want to do it. There are currently 2 seats open and available for this card game.
Castor's not going to take one.
I mean, I would like to take one, but if someone else wants to, go ahead.
I'm in, and Soot, I see. I'm good at reading people. Like you're good at reading numbers. Maybe you should take the seat beside me.
Sure. I'm not even going to lie. I don't tend, when I gamble, to check to see if anyone's bluffing. I know what I've got, and I know the odds of what anyone else can have.
Sounds like a good match. And he looks out the window again. You okay to go in maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Sure. Honestly, I wasn't planning on drinking too much anyway, but I'm gonna keep my head a little bit clear for this.
I like the sound of that. Let's play. What are the rules, Master? Master of the house.
Are you talking to me? Oh, so Skeezy will kind of introduce you to a game called Luckers Winners and Losers Weepers, basically. It's a fixing in the name. It's something that's kind of been made in the house, so they're still kind of workshopping the name. But the gist of the idea is that you guys are given 2 cards, and you're supposed to end with 4. And you're looking for doubles, full sweeps, kind of like poker rules. And depending upon the roll of the dice is how many kind of switch outs that you can make to your cards to get that. There are about 2 decks in total on the table, so that there's a multitude of cards. You got 4 of each kind in a single deck, and then you double that, because I won't get into a lot of
Makes sense.
logistics. But basically, the idea is each of you will roll a d20, and since you're proficient in cards, you'll go ahead and add your proficiency and hope that your number is bigger than their number. Pretty simple.
Okay.
And as a little bit of extra little flavor, normally I will share my rolls. I'm gonna be private today. A little bit of extra fun. I feel like you guys
Oh,
can
yeah.
trust me.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
good.
gonna fudge.
It's all fun.
I'm gonna try to grab drinks for the people who aren't gambling, and I'll give Soot a pat in the back and give him a guidance on his way over.
And
Guidance will not work.
Well, he'll still do it.
I was about to say,
It's emotional support.
Can I watch the table? I was gonna say, could I use like my restore balance ability to like see if anybody's cheating to stop it?
Yeah, when you kind of come to the table, you notice a little bit of arcane markings along the edge, and basically, if you just kind of glance, it's a pretty simple cheating kind of fix. If anybody is caught cheating, their skin turns purple for 3 days.
I like it.
Callisto, you're in.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was about to say. Yeah.
It turns it to a darker shade of purple than her actual purple.
Question, Corey, for you. Would you
Yes.
consider counting cards as cheating if you're doing it in your head? And it's just mathematics at that point.
It's more like bad play. I wouldn't consider it cheating, but it's kind of frowned upon.
If they know that you're doing it.
It's a toss in the air. It's more or less a game of chance. So they like to keep it as chance. You're definitely not going to catch anybody at the table.
Also, if I might offer,
You'll catch one person.
with 2 decks in play, those numbers that you have to calculate go through the roof.
You have to be like Rayman, sort of smart.
Wapner's at 9.
Here's the thing too: with another 2 players, you've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many of you guys are joining? We've got Soot, Zereth.
I thought you said there was only 2 seats left. If there's an extra seat,
that's what
yeah, I'll join. Yeah.
Feel free. One thing I will say that is if you do get a few more people and they see like there's more people interested and there could be a bigger pot, they'll add another deck in there and they'll start kind of shuffling and flip it out. So make it even more complicated to really kind of do that. But
I will saddle up to next to Zer, and so it's like, hope y'all don't mind if I join in this.
Not at all. And Soot will kind of motion to the empty chair.
And we'll sit. And what's the buy-in, folks?
the start for each round is 2 gold. And then raises are about 3 each. Currently in the pot, they've got a starter for all of them. So, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 is currently in the pot, and they're just kind of flipping out cards to hit.
Do we have to match that 8 to begin with?
No, you
2
just have to put in
each.
2.
Just the 2
Oh, okay.
for each. Yeah.
Moment will throw in 2.
Castor is going to just get drinks, and then he'll bring one back to Martha, and then bring one to Callisto and to himself, because they're the ones who aren't playing cards.
Callisto takes her drink and just stares at it. Because, fun fact, Callisto has never touched alcohol in her life.
Castor knows. Castor probably knows that from traveling with her. So he'll explain, don't drink too much. Take it slow. It's going to make your head feel funny and light, and you're going to laugh at everything.
Sounds
How
like
big
fun.
is this glass of
Question.
booze?
They've got some particularly different glasses. They've got more human glasses, and they might have even like orc-sized glasses as well, which is basically like mason jars.
Castor would know. He would know, Martha. Don't worry.
Callisto.
Did anybody see the roll I just made?
No.
I just want to make sure, see if anybody's cool. So I have figured out how to make a
/GM roll, by the way. That's how you...
I just used a character sheet and like put it to GM.
Oh yeah, you can literally just type in /GM roll and it'll roll it to you.
Okay. So cards are pulled out. Everybody's rolling dice. Cards are getting turned out. You know, you hear a couple of laughters. A few jokes are being made. Let's go ahead and roll d20s. Those who are proficient in cards can add the proficiency. Those who are not, it's just a flat roll.
And if I'm proficient in dice, does that change anything?
I mean, the dice helps, but I don't think it in a way, because you're basically not only just playing dice, you're playing cards as well. I'll give you a +1.
Okay. I was going to say,
so
Soot's game is more like a liar's dice type deal than like Yahtzee or something else like that. Ooh, that's about right.
3. Let's do a roll here.
That's a good one. Zereth.
Well, it's just +3, right, instead of +6, but it's still a good roll.
Yeah, I don't. I can actually. I can change that to no attribute. No, I can't. I'll change it to my charisma because my charisma is 0.
You're flipping cards
So
in a
that's a
really
19.
cool way.
19. Okay. So you're gonna pull out a 19, right? So everybody's showing cards. Unfortunately, moment you get a double pair of 2s. You think it's a pair, so it's better than nothing. And then Soot's gonna pull out a pair of 4s. Chris, you're gonna pull out the 4 kings, which is a pair of 4s, and the Hork in the corner is gonna just kind of give a chuckle, and he's gonna pull out a royal flush. He got 2 points above you.
So he actually
Okay.
got the 22.
So he got a 19.
I mean, I believe you. I believe that bluffing isn't a major part of this game. I mean, you could be bluffing, but you'd be bluffing as my dungeon master. That's like a different level of bluffing. I'm gonna let it slide.
So he's gonna. So he'll pull in the coins and kind of stack them up like you do with your cards, and he'll go, okay, since I won, I'll put in a few more coins this turn, and he'll ante up about four gold out of his pile here, and start shuffling the cards again for everyone. You guys want to go another round?
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm also
Good.
in. Let me go ahead and tick down.
So we put in 4 this time.
All right. Yes, sir. No, just the 2. He anteed up a little bit higher.
He had the big bluff, or the big blind.
Yeah.
And then big blind, small blind, and then everybody else normal.
So let's go ahead and do our roll 20s or d20s, and then we'll see who may or may not win. Oh, that's a rough one. That's 2.
Ooh, rip.
And all right, let's do some rolls here for these guys. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rolls to make.
Meanwhile, Castor's finishing his first drink, checking on Callisto to see how her mug's going. Getting out.
She has barely started taking a sip out of it.
I mean, a little bit faster than that, Callisto.
You said take it slow.
I know, but you got to do a little bit faster than that. Got to get it into your bloodstream, get it kicking.
Okay, Castor, you of all people should know I have 2 settings, slow and demonly fast.
Well, then put it in the middle and do it like I did.
So, I guess it's both good news and kind of not so bad. So, moment, you weren't the worst hand.
Oh my god.
No. Somebody rolled a natural 1, which means they pretty much got the one of the ones of these cards is the jokers have been removed, but there is 1 joker in all of the 3 decks, and if you get it, you immediately have to ante up 3 coins, and you lose immediately. So this full-plated gentleman, kind of on the other side of the table of you, unfortunately got the joker, which you probably guys won't see that for another couple of rounds again. And he anteed up 3 and pretty much just lost this round. So strangely enough, there is a tie at the table. The gentleman at the very end with the purple border, the full elf, is going to have the same doubles as you, Zereth. Both of you got a 19. One with he's got a bonus of a +1, so he rolled an 18 on the die.
Okay, can I ask a question? Because my actual die roll for both rounds was exactly the same. Does that pique anybody's suspicion? Like, are they gonna call me a cheater?
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. Even if the die rolls are the same, thematically, you could be doing with different doubles.
Okay, that's fair
different
enough.
Flushes and such. Yeah, it's just the way of rollies. So, What's going to happen is you and him will split the
Okay.
pot, because it's a draw. So let's see. That's
It's 4 plus
it's
5
4 for
plus
him.
2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So 9 plus 8, 17. So it's an odd number, Corey. Who gets more?
You can do a die roll for it. So let's go ahead and just roll a d6 real quick. So that's probably what's available on the table, and person with the highest d6 will take the leftover. You get a 4, you get a 5, so you get the last point. You get the last coin.
Awesome.
So 9 to Chris and 8 to other guy. There you go.
You'll see the full plate man is down to his last 3 coins. I'm just kind of clinking away. How's everybody else looking as far as coins go?
I still got 13 gold.
I got 6.
I made my way up to 30.
How do you have?
I last when we came into town, I sold some of my glasswares.
Okay, fair. Soot has no real marketable skills, so. Yes, I'm.
Ready for another
Yes,
round?
I will ante in, and this is probably going to be Soot's last round at least,
Unless he wins.
unless Soot wins.
So the pointy-eared elf kind of feeling a little bit embrazened from his last win. He's going to ante up 10 gold coins to this game.
We have to match
Do
that.
we have to match that?
You don't have to, but it's sort of like a gentleman's challenge, basically.
I'm going to put in 6 gold because that's all I have left, and I would like to see if I could maybe, since I saw the anti cheating thing, would I have some kind of ability like an Arcana check to figure out how to work my way around it and try to cheat?
You can roll an Arcana roll.
All right,
Do-
I'm going to.
Nice.
It's an 18. There is what you would call eyes around this place. They're kind of arcane sensors. Now you don't know the location of all of them, but if even one of them catches you cheating through Arcana means, or in other words, you could turn green.
I thought it was purple.
You
Yeah,
purple. Sorry. You can attempt it. The DC is pretty decently steep.
I'm going to attempt it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me one more Arcana roll. Let's see if you can outdo it.
14.
Jesus Christ moment.
Let's roll d20s, my friends.
What kind of D20s?
Did anybody else want to?
Oh, I thought you were saying to roll for
anybody
initiative.
else want to
I
ante up?
was like, oh shit.
No, God, everyone would just like step away. Like even Soot would just be like, "Nah, moment, you did this. Good luck." Ayo, I'm
Do I get
slowly
to-
getting better. Oh, and Soot anteed up to match Moment's 6. So Soot put 6 on the table.
Okay.
Do I get any special rolls?
You can roll a d20 and then roll a d6.
All right. 10. Well, 6. I mean, 4 and a 6.
All right. So 10 altogether. So the cards, even while cheating, don't seem to be going in your favor. We have, as a total, a 16, a 6, a 13. 2 people who do significantly less than you. If you hadn't cheated it, you probably might have come to scraped even with them as well. There's a person who did a little bit better. The winged gentleman seems to have pulled off a three strike, a 3 double pair. But the orc gentleman pulled off the win this time. He pulled a 19 versus a 16, which means Chris would be the next runner up because it's getting hefty. Now, As you put these cards down on the table to show your hand, your skin turns green. It starts at your fingertips, goes all the way up to your elbows, and then all the way up to your shoulders. And then basically the roots of your hair go green. It looks as though you have been dipped in green dye or purple dye. So all that just kind of flows up your body, everything turning purple within its wake. Even your pupils and the irises turn purple shade. And you're going to get pelted with what I would call pickled olives and eggs. Now, they're not going to try to beat the crap out of you, but you will be shunned from the table for the rest of the night.
They might have beat the crap out of you if you won.
Yes.
I deserve this. Figured I'd give it a try, and he'll get up and walk over to Callisto, see if and just be like, well, that was fun.
Callisto, who has downed her entire drink in one shot,
Jesus Christ.
looks at you a moment and is like, "Purple buddies!
Purple buddies!
Woo!"
Soot's in the background eating all of the like randomly pickled objects. I assume, Corey, that a lot of stuff in Lorebrim is almost like Scandinavian in nature. Like it's a lot of like we have to pickle this nastiness so that it won't rot.
Either pickled or
Yeah.
preserved through like
Yeah,
wax
so
paper.
it's just like, yeah, pickled eggs, which also fun fact for all the listeners out here, I love pickled eggs. They are so good. Pickled eggs, pickled peaches, like just
Pickled
bar food.
asparagus.
Yeah, it's really good. I've had even
I
pickled
like
pig's feet.
pickled pickles.
I like pickled asparagus.
They even have full-on pickles because like
Yeah.
cucumbers are
Oh,
freshly
I'm-
grown.
I'm-
pickles.
Okay. But that's, yeah, Such just like sees like a pickled egg on the table. It's just like, oh yeah.
Okay.
So there is one more card game on the table. We know that the full-plated gentleman out of money, but he's going to reach in his backpack. He's going to pull out this egg, about as big as a football. He's going to sit it on the table.
Can I do a check? I'm sorry to cut you off. I see an egg and Soot.
He sees an egg and he's hoping that motherfucker's pickled.
If it's a giant, basically, or also one of the giant birds that they saw in oh my god, I'm Fortosum. There we go, or a dragon egg. Let's do this.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana.
Ooh, Soot's actually good at that. Hold on.
Do it with this disadvantage.
Hey, can Castor get in on this one since Moment left?
You can attempt it.
Okay, come over to the table.
If I see him struggling with the disadvantage,
That's
can I?
a 12. Wait, do I still technically have guidance that Castor gave me? Because that is a 12.
No, it's only lasts for a minute.
Okay, so
I'm sure that this has been more than minutes worth of cards.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually insight to see if he actually wants to give this up, or if it's kind of like this useless trash thing he's just going to pretend is valuable.
Sure. Insight. Soot. Was that with disadvantage?
It would.
See one roll.
Aren't we doing the -3? So that would be a 12. I can roll it again if you want. Okay.
No, that's fine. Inside of an 8. This man has the itch. He's got the betting itch. He does want this egg, but he wants the money more.
Interesting.
He wants that fix of winning.
Corey, I got a general appraisal question for you. How much is that dwarven hammer worth? Would I guess?
I think we estimated it around like 4 or 5 gold.
Okay.
Because I don't think it was magical in any way.
No, it's very
just
ornate.
fine.
It's just like a blacksmith hammer, if I'm not mistaken.
Soot is going to, since we're doing non-monetary wagers, and Soot is the weird object hoarder, Soot will pull out the moon crystal from their backpack and put it on the table.
Okay. So with your Arcana, you got what?
A 12. That is correct.
It would.
So it is a creature of some kind. You could probably guess it's maybe avian or aquatic in some way. You're not sure exactly which, and without basic study, it's hard to tell. It's also abnormal. the way that it's kind of structured and the way that the ridges of the egg itself kind of move along it's not your average egg. So whatever is coming out of it is probably going to be abnormal.
Zereth is going to ante one half of all of his cobalt carbonate, which is the blue pigment, the shiny blue pigment. So 1 ounce.
Castor will put the hammer on the table.
Okay. Let's see. I think the Birdman is going to feel like this is a little bit too rich for his blood, so he's going to step out of this one. The orc is going to put up a dragon's tooth. And the man in purple, I think he would bet up a shard of the crystal. Codia's crystal, one of the blue shards.
Like a
very rare, hard to get a hold
actively magical crystal shard?
of.
Oh
Yes.
boy,
Mhm.
okay. Now Soot's definitely in it. This is such a great pot.
Are we ready?
I am. I have a question for you. Can I use inspiration
Yes.
in this roll? Okay.
No. Skill or luck, my friend. Skill or luck. Are we ready, guys?
Yes,
sir.
Try to see if there's anything I can pull out of my ass.
Me
Just
too.
to...
11.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, come on, baby.
Come on.
There ain't too many of us in there.
So here's what we're going to do. So, of course, Castor, you pull out a 3 pair. Chris, this hand's not as good as it usually is, but you're going to pull out at least a double pair, 2 8s. And then 2 gentlemen, unfortunately, the the full plate gentleman, just horrible. His luck has been trash all night. And the purple bordered gentleman is just going to be flushed as well. Just nothing. No pairs, no nothing, no anything. Now, Soot, you're gonna lay out your cards, and you've got a pair of 5s, 5 pair, and you're gonna see the dismay of this Orcan gentleman as he lays down a 4 pair. And you're gonna win this.
Yes! God, how is Soot actually good at gambling? My God! Soot is going... Wait, you said the... What did the orc put down? The dragon tooth?
Dragon tooth.
Okay.
There's a shard of Kodia.
Soot is going to toss the dragon tooth back at the orc. That was a great game. I have... And Soot's just gonna, grab everything and just kind of, hustle outside. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Whoa, what the hell are you doing?
That was a grapple.
Oh.
That was a friendly grapple. Natural 1, though.
So the orc, orcs have a bit of pride to him. So he'll kind of understand what you're doing, but he'll be like, no, you've earned this, and he'll definitely hand that back to you. Not that he's ungrateful. It's just like he feels that you played a good hand. You deserve full winnings. So.
Oh my God, I have so much stuff to add to my inventory.
Castor will swing back by the bar and grab another drink. Another 3 drinks, and I'll bring them back and pass them out to Callisto in a moment.
DM, is there a dinner bell?
Oh yeah, there's a couple of bells in the area. They're mostly a hush bell, so it's like an iron bell with a little bit of tapered wool around it. So when you hit it, the only people who are going to hear it are the inside.
Ding ding dings. Soup's up, and y'all can just smell the most amazing smelling food you've probably ever smelled.
I will say when Castor goes to hand Callisto her drink, Moment will grab and is like, I think she might have had enough.
She only had 1 glass.
I only had 1 glass.
How is she looking?
Moment, we're relaxing. Let me roll an insight check on Callisto.
That's the purple man.
Yeah.
How is Callisto looking if she downed her entire drink?
Do I have to make a con save, Corey?
Probably
Okay.
not from one
Give her
drink.
the
Yeah.
other drink, Castor will say. We're a relaxing moment. Loosen up. I can't believe I'm saying that to someone.
Yeah, that is weird.
All right, but don't. Whatever. He'll just grab his drink and down it himself.
Callisto will join him.
Castor will cheers, and then, I mean, he doesn't want to be left out, so he'll join along. Castor's got a Constitution modifier of 0, though, so he's feeling it.
Castor, or not Castor, moment. Roll me a Constitution save.
Oh, I am good at those.
22. So, you feel like there's a little bit of extra kind of coming on from that purple kind of thing. Your Constitution will take off most of it, and you're not going to feel any abnormal effects, no nothing. But you are really going to have to use the bathroom.
Excuse me, and he'll just run to the bathroom.
We'll just say it's back here in this back room. I want to get back to you just before we leave. We're getting close to the end of our night here. Food is going to be served. That's going to pretty much end the card game. Everybody's going to kind of come, take their share, pay up an ante. I think in total, I'd say, Martha, you're going to make probably 16 in total. 3 of that gold goes back to the place itself for ingredients. So you're going to make 13 gold tonight just being a cook.
Nice.
The rest of the night in this room is going to be relatively chill. People are going to make a couple purple jokes here and there. They're going to reminisce about how all the cards were really nice and how suspenseful the card game was near the end. And the full plate gentleman's going to get ripped on for the rest of the night about his luck, and it's a gun time. Yes.
Just in case something happens, Soot and Zer will not actually see the rest of the night. So I was wondering if we can cut away at some point. Actually had a nice.
Yeah, let's do that.
I had like a nice finishing touch to the night, I think. Thought out. So it might be a possible way of ending it, or like.
I have a bomb drop that I feel like might be a good cliffhanger.
I think we could do that.
Not a heavy bomb
We could
drop.
do that too.
I think I know what's going to happen in here.
It's a nice group moment. We can cut all this discussion out if you want, but it's like a nice what's about to come and a nice connection between Zer and Soot, I hope. So
I mean, I don't know how to. I would like to end off the night, set a good cliffhanger. If you wouldn't mind, could we do it before the end?
yeah, we can do it before the end. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I wasn't quite sure what you're asking.
Sure. What scene would you like?
At around this time, I imagine it's about 7:30. Probably won't want it. What Zer would like to do is he's gonna lead Soot if Soot is willing.
Yes, so it is willing.
Zer would like to actually take him on a walk, and he's going to tell him it's a long walk. And he's going to go down into the foothills of the mountains that are on the eastern shore of Codia's Lake. And they're going to climb. And Zer's going to find, eventually, this is probably after about an hour's worth of walking. And then they're going to take an hour to go back. So they'll get back around 9, 10. It's going to find a rocky overhang. And at this point, in high summer, the sun would probably be setting right over the lake to their west. And He's going to invite Soot to sit beside him on the rocky overhang by patting next to him.
Soot is gonna look confused, but will sit down and kind of unload their now pretty bulging backpack.
And Zereth will smile and look over, and then he'll return to the sunset and look down at the water. It's so quiet.
Um, uh, how, well, in Lorebrim, it was never quiet when you went outside. It was either swamp noise or monster noises out there, so it is honestly a bit of a change of pace for it to be quiet. Um, I not to be rude, but why are we out here?
Zereth's going to smile and shake his head. Maybe like he thinks that you don't understand what he means, and he's gonna take your hand and he's gonna press it into the rock that you're sitting on. And he's gonna look out towards the water and he's gonna say, "It's just like the desert coast, except the water's as still and flat as glass mirror cast on a batch of fresh tin. In Aharaza, you can feel the tides. You can feel the waves through the rocks. They're so loud when I try to remember, but here, it's quiet."
Whenever you like press the rock or press Soot's hand to the rock, Soot will kind of do that like slow nod and like acknowledgement, like, oh, okay, that's what's happening here. And Soot's gonna kind of roll over or like lean over and grab like a handful of dirt and actually start rubbing it on their arms. Uh, I imagine anything in the desert can be a lot. People always claim things are barren, but if you know where to look, there's life in everything. Eh?
Right. If you know where to look. And he kind of points to an ambiguous area in the water. And he says, "There is right where Leander was collecting seashells. He would always throw the sand dollars back out deeper, and his hands would always be so green because of it. I hope you get to meet him someday, Soot." And
Once this is all over, and presumably we have our thousands of gold, I'd like that.
he points out a bit farther. He says, That's where I caught the wave." And he points a little closer. "That's where I fell." I wonder how much of what weighs you down is not yours to carry.
Soot starts laughing when you say that. Like, I don't want to do like my laugh because I will spike the recording, but Soot like does the like head up tilt, like barking out a laugh, and looks at Zare. Zare, my brother, I know everything that weighs me down is not my making. That does not mean sorry. That does not mean that I don't bear that weight. I understand. I hate to sound like this. Nothing that's happened in my life has been my fault. I have been rolling with the punches that others have been throwing. Mm, Honestly, not for too long. Couple of years now. It's just finding out that my whole life I have been punched and realizing how bad the damages are.
Sarah's just gonna reach over and hug him with both arms around his shoulders.
Soot Soot will kind of accept the hug. Um, I thank you. It's been a minute since. Well, no, it hasn't. We're quite a huggy group, aren't we? I think. I don't know how often adventuring groups hug.
So I take it you can trust the group to hug you,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
you don't feel like there's anyone around to catch you, do you?
Uh, uh, that's a good. Hmm. I I suppose there's truth in that. Uh, I mean, I trust you, but despite everything, I don't know that I know anyone else.
I think he's just gonna turn to the sunset, and when Soot was rubbing the dust and the dirt on his arms, he let go of Soot, and then when they kind of got confused by Zer's question, Zer put his hand back on their hand and just continued watching the sunset for a little while until eventually, unless Soot had anything else to say, they would go up and rejoin the group at the gambling den.
Uh, I actually have one more thing. Yeah, whenever
Mhm.
we're getting ready, like right as Zer is getting up, Soot will kind of look at him and like kind of tap his leg, since I assume Zer will kind of have to turn to get up. Um, do you think this is my fault?
But what is your fault?
A lot of this that's going on. Uh,
Do you mean
I
because of your father?
I mean that, but everything with the messiness with Jason, with whatever's happening with Castor, what happened with Finn, all of this, it to some degree, every bit of this, I am implicated in as much as anyone else can be, and that is, a lot of the weight, as you said, was not mine to bear, was not started by me, but that weight is. I, if I had been more alert, I could have saved Finn. I could have kept him from going out. If I had been more alert, summoning demons. If I attention, and they all have devastating consequences, but I can't seem to bring my mind around uh, to to be able to notice things. I don't understand. It's hard to explain, but all of those things I have some implication in.
You talk about being aware a lot, as if being aware negates fault, or perhaps enhances it. What is the difference between hearing and listening? After 3.5 years, feel like I'm in an easier position to answer that question. I've done more listening than I have since I lost the ability to hear. And you know what? I think the guild is starting to understand the difference on their own, too.
I certainly hope so. At least anything that is, if they could, I hate to ask them to do this, but they may need to start picking up my slack if I'm going to be this oblivious to everything, then hopefully they aren't.
You're not oblivious, Switch. I can't say the amount of knowledge that I envy because of you. Even in chance luck games, I envy your ability to calculate. But when your calculations fail, do you blame yourself or do you blame the dice? You blame yourself. I think that's pretty clear.
Yes, so there will be a moment of hesitation before Soot answers. So yeah, you can get in that moment, and Soot will kind of solemnly nod, like, there's plenty of plays you can do to negate a bad roll. So I suppose yes, I would
That's the
blame myself.
thing, is life isn't a bunch of good or bad rolls. Life isn't a bunch of dots on the faces of a cube. And he just smiles and looks to the side and then back up to you when you begin to speak.
I understand that, and I understand that it. Um,
You
I
understand a
suppose.
lot more than you think you do. You understand a lot more than I do. And I think you're aware of a lot more than you think you are. I think you need to stop judging yourself for what you may not be aware of and just be aware. Be aware of the people around you who love you. When you go to Lorebrim, be aware that you're not going alone. Be aware that you have someone to catch you if you fall. Just like Leander caught me. And we'll all be alright. We won't drown.
I certainly hope so, there, because at times it feels like the tide is coming in, and it's. Thank you for that. Those words mean more than you can ever know.
He's gonna give them a big hug around the shoulders again and whisper in their ear, how about we go back to the den and get a bottle to share?
Oh God, sorry, you got me. But Soot'll kind of turn that shoulder hug into a full hug, and in that language, kind of basically signing on Zare's back, I agree, kind of confirmation on Zare's back.
I got a question for you, Corey.
All right.
Is your cliffhanger going to take place in the bar or after we leave?
In the bar.
Okay.
I think, Jason, if you want, we can arrive at the bar.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So during that time when you guys are away, back in the bathroom, moment you're going to be doing your business. You'll hear the kind of door click lock, and then you'll see water flooding from underneath of it into the room, and it'll get about 2 to 3 inches deep. And the strange thing is you knew this room was empty before you came here, but in the back corner of the room, this is after, of course, you've zipped up and gotten presentable. There's a kind of a familiar voice with a not so familiar look. Oh, there you are, moment. I was hoping to have a moment with you.
Uh, who is this?
So as you turn and kind of get a look, it is Skeezy. But Skeezy has a very particular aura about him and something kind of not quite right with his eyes. There are bubbles floating around him. Very, very like non-poppable. They're just kind of like floating in a weird pattern. And his eyes are particularly different. The white of his eyes is where you would normally not see color. They're solid black. And the irises are solid white with a singular black dot in the center. Ah, how you been? How you doing?
I am doing well, and as he's saying that, he's kind of like trying to, like, let's say, sidestep, like almost like maybe try to circle around where he gets to the door.
Okay. You'll definitely be able to get to the door, but you'll find that it's locked. Oh, you don't need to go and be afraid of me. I'm actually here to give you an offer.
Uh, what kind of offer?
Well, the first question I'd have for you is, what all would you do for a great friend of yours, a fellow by the name of Finn?
He will turn completely stone-faced. What do you mean? How do you know him?
I say I know a fair bit of a few things, and it's within my best interest currently to help you guys out. I will also helping myself out. If you catch my drift.
I don't think I do. What are you saying?
Well, moment, you were born for a very specific moment. What if I told you, and by doing this exchange I'm about to offer you will help you find both you and Finn's moment in time?
Gonna look down at the ground. What's the deal?
Sacrifice a bit of your time, and I'll bring Finn back to the land of the living.
What's the catch?
That's it. You sacrifice a bit of your time.
What do you mean by my time?
Well, you have a certain amount of time on this planet, and you would sacrifice some of it. That wouldn't be all. Fairly a few months, maybe a year.
And then let me guess, that'd be the amount of time he'd get to stay.
Oh no, he'd be good until he died again eventually. Mortals and all that.
I wanna roll insight, see if he's lying to me or trying to trick me.
Sure.
Damn it. 11.
It's 11. I mean, he seems willing. Um, he's not outright attacking, not insulting, just giving a plain offer. Anyway, you don't have to take it. But I figured, I offer to you before I go a few ways down the line and offer a few things to other people and find a way to do this specifically different way. But, you guys seem to be on a course. And it'd be nice to be part of that course for a little bit. Maybe if for nothing else, to see what it can do.
What are you?
Oh, bit of this, bit of that, little mischief.
At a game, damn you for playing to my chaotic nature.
You are a lawful character.
But I am also a character who has spent most of his life basically idolizing Finn. So this is very hard.
Is this goddamn Craig?
Also, I am chaotic good, so I don't know what you're talking about.
How are you chaotic good in a sorcerer of law and order?
I'm not a stickler for alignments.
Yeah.
So I've got maybe 3 more minutes before I burn this guy out. I'd rather not kill him. Which would mean I'd probably have to leave before the deal be done. Not trying to rush you, but I can promise you this. Not a hair will be harmed on your skinny little head. Nor his. Nor anyone else's. This is purely just a way to set the balance.
Damn it. You said basically the wrong words. You'll take a deep breath. And how do we do it then?
He'll hold out his hand for a shake. Shake my hand and say my name.
Think of Finn. Think of what Finn would want.
I know what Finn would want, but I also know what Moment would want, and that's the problem. If I was playing Finn...
The thing is...
Say what?
The thing is, and he's going to, as if been reading your mind, because, you said you know what Finn would want, and he would go. See, the thing is, Finn's story isn't over, even now as we speak. So, it's just pushing him to the next chapter.
He will, shakenly put his hand out and ask, "What is your name?"
In your head, you will hear Craig.
Grab the hand and say, "Craig."
There will be a flash of light, and Moment will be gone. Far, vast, swooshing over some treetops, rolling hills, just outside Tansom. A nice large dirt mound. A hand will reach through the dirt, clawing its way from its grave, as Finn takes his newly given breath. I think that is a good place to end it for the night.
What is going on? Oh my god! I'm sorry, I'm
Greg,
reenacting
finally,
the
I
same
wanted
thing.
to say.
Thanks for listening to this episode. Don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode, and comment so we can bring more people to join the story with us. We want to thank Syrinscape as we use their sound systems for our sound effects and music. Check out the description if you want to know exactly which sets we used this episode. Thanks to Kobold Press, we use their monster write-ups to keep our players on their toes and you listeners on the edges of your seats. Join us next episode as we continue our story.